League of Legends features a wide variety of cultures. Some are inspired by Asia and ancient Greece. They also feature different races, such as demons and divine godlike entities. But arguably, the most iconic race are the small and furry Yordles. Their height has caused a what seems like daily argument in the 2xKO community about whether their size would work in a fighting game. My answer? Yes. Alright, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. Alright, but for real, I think this disdain for the inclusion of Yordles often stems from a problem some other fighting games have where your moves will just go over them, or maybe it's not realistic. And to that I gotta say, this is a genre where characters are shooting plasma fireballs from their hands and dashing all over the screen like crazy. It doesn't have to be realistic. Now back to the size issue. For years there has been a meme in the Smash community that Sakurai once said Ridley is too big, and lo and behold, Ridley is now in the game and he's just resized and it works completely fine, and he's a fan favorite Metroid character and everybody's glad to see him.
Yo, I don't think he's too big anymore, boys. The boy has come into
Now you might be saying he's a big character that got sized down, but this is Olimar from Pikmin, and if you've played his games, he's literally smaller than a quarter. The whole point of that game is he uses the little Pikmin to like pick up scraps, and he's like smaller than furniture in the new game. And now he's in Smash fighting Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, who's like a wannabe demigod. You can make it work. And then you might be saying, okay, nugieboy, that's just Smash. That's not a real fighting game. Well, in other 2D games, there's literally a tank in BB Tag. This image has been shared in the Discord. Like, I've never seen this image before this debate, but I've seen this giant gold Lightan character from Tatsunoko vs. Capcom on an almost weekly basis at this point. And you might say, okay, nobody plays those games. You know, there's Potemkin and Zangief, they're pretty big. And even from the same series, Street Fighter V, there's Abigail. Look at this guy. And in Marvel vs. Capcom, probably the most famous tag game, there's Sentinel. And I'm sure you know this already, but a lot of the dev team are Marvel players, so I can totally see them like taking inspiration from Sentinel. He's one of the most famous used characters in those games. Now let's talk about some of the Yordles. There's other ways to make Yordles fit other than resizing them. There's this awesome fan art by Tux of Kled riding his little chocobo thingy. Put him on top of something and he's already a bigger character. And then you have Corky like riding his little plane. You could put Rumble on his mech. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Annie was a Yordle. But you know, you could like put her on top of Tibbers or something. There's a ton of ways to make them work, and I think this stems from not understanding how hitboxes work. Basically, when you're playing a fighting game, or any game for that matter, you're not actually hitting the model of the character. A character doesn't attack, they're hitting like these little rectangles around the character. That's how you can like whiff punish in a fighting game, because you're hitting the lingering hurt box of a move that was thrown out, even though the animation of the move is already gone. And this is how they make Charlotta work. She's a little potato character, really small, but she has a tall crown that makes her bigger, and they basically just make her crown part of her hurt box, which is something they can do with Poppy, who has a giant hammer, or Tristana, whose defining characteristic is that she
wields a gun.
And in 2xKO itself, we've already seen Yordles. In the back of the Bilgewater stage, we can see the Yordles, and they're a pretty good size. In a game like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, there's Rocket Raccoon, who is pretty short compared to other characters. I'm pretty sure we could make the Yordles just this size. It would be fine. Not to mention, League of Legends already resizes their characters. You have Aurelion Sol, who is like this giant celestial godly dragon who like dwarfs mountains, but like in the game he's like this rinky-dinky little laser beam lizard. You have Gragas, who's pretty gigantic. He could be like an Abigail kind of size. Galio, who is also like larger than a mountain. There's also other bigger characters, but these are the ones that kind of come off the top of my head. And then at the end of the day, diversity in a fighting game, it's just fun, right? You don't want to see only human characters like waifus and himbos and stuff like that. I think that's what makes Smash's roster so amazing, even if it's riddled with like Fire Emblem characters, but you still got like Kirby, Pikachu, again Olimar, just this colorful cast of characters. The real question is, do we really want Teemo in the game? Probably not, but he's all but guaranteed, right? And with all this evidence, I think, yes, not only could Yordles work in 2xKO, but they should be in the game. And that's the end of the video. But let me know what you guys think. Do you hate Yordles? Do you think they're going to be too small and annoying? Or do you love Yordles, and is there like a specific one that you want in the game? For years, I totally bought the Ridley is too big thing, and that was like before I knew about all these other fighting games, and I kind of just took it at face value. Now I'm a lot more open-minded to having weird characters in the game. I've been nugieboy. Thank you for watching my video. Have a good one. And with that, I'm out.